curb chain helps.
Now you're gonna prove me wrong, huh?
Yeah, can't be too perfect when people are watching.
Now that she's here, I gotta act that.
You get a whole lot of perfect rides when there's no witnesses.
I'm afraid of this corner over here.
Yeah, sometimes it has a cat in it. So.
Yeah,
We've all heard about those cougars. His legs look good.
Something's gonna happen over here eventually.
And then we'll all be sorry we didn't listen to him earlier.
I'm trying to figure out where to put the pressure on my legs to keep from torquing my knee.
Well, that one's going to be tricky because our knees have a lot of sideways force in them when we ride.
But I think dressage riding actually helped with the damage in the knee. It wasn't the running, honey, it was the dressage riding.
Well, we're going to put, well, it's the fact that your horse is wide. If you had a little tiny thoroughbred, your knees wouldn't have to bend as much. Alright, so up the next long side, let's see your haunches in. So do a circle in the corner to prepare, and then a haunches in, up the long side. Your outside thigh is going to come a little bit back to wrap him around that inside leg, keeping him looking to the inside.
Get there.
Yep, you got to keep that bend. That's where he finds it the hardest.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. That's it. So the last third there.
The last bit.
Yep. That's why we have a long side.
That's why we have a big arena.
Exactly. It lets your horse take his time to figure out where his body needs to be. There you go. Be sure to keep that bend through his rib cage. You can see him kind of throw his ribs to the inside as soon as you go straight ahead. So one more time with your haunches in. And then because we're saying he's so good, we're going to have a canter heavy gait today. There you go. Good. Good.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Keep that flexion to the inside. Going to try to lose the bend. There you go. But remember, I'd rather see 3 good steps than 10 mediocre ones. And we had 3 good steps.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. All right, let's change direction. Warm up that haunches in the other way. All right, so on the next long side, we're going to do our 10-meter circle in the corner, haunches in down the long side. Keeping our bend, I'm getting the feeling like he's pushing his shoulder through your inside hand, inside leg. He wants to counter bend and drop that shoulder. We're going to use a little inside thigh to push his shoulders up. Little inside rein to force the bend. And then we're going to see that haunches in. Go, stepping down our inside leg, bringing the haunches with us. That's the shoulder in. There you go. There you go. He's always going to try to snap to whatever's easiest. So think your outside rein has to keep his shoulders on that rail. It's convincing him to this direction, not to fall through his inside shoulder. Because he really likes to push that one in so he can counteract his hind leg. But by forcing him to move a little bit more evenly, there you go. actually going to help his hind leg progress. Stepping down your inside. Think my outside rein is saying, shoulders stay here, shoulders stay here. Your inside rein is just telling him, look over here. That's better. Right there. Right there. Good. Good. And then straight to finish. Yeah. So because he finds it difficult, if he gives you 3 or 4 steps, allow him to go straight so that he doesn't fall out of the exercise. Keeping the flexion to the inside. Be able to see those inside eyelashes. His inside ear should be slightly behind his outside. There you go. By fixing that bend through his jaw and his neck, it's going to help straighten his shoulders. There you go, inside leg, pushing him into that outside hand. There you go, little outside hand half halt. Watch that your inside hand doesn't come into your lap. That's right, otherwise he's going to try to lean against you, and he is always going to be too strong for you.
Yeah.
He's got, 1,000 pounds on you, so we have to...
I did work out yesterday.
Well, that gets you a step in the right direction. Still has 1,000 pounds on you. There you go, keep the flexion to the inside. There you go. Outside rein half hold. I know he's trying to... Yes, there it is. Good, 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 good. Give him a big pet. Let's do a 20-meter circle. Stretch him down. Then there you go. He's got to maintain the trot, though. No becoming a little cow horse just because he's loose. Right when I'm reaching down for that bit. There you go. Like he's gradually pulling the reins longer and longer. And then when you're ready, down to the walk. Let's take a quick walk break before we do all the canter in the world. Oh, I like this walk. As I say that, he pops out of the stretch. But I like the stretch at the walk. That means he's really using his top line, and that stretch is a rewarding feeling for him. Kind of like me at the end of the day.
Oh, I have a good stretch to show you.
Oh, good.
I'll send it to you. Loosen everything up.
Good.
First thing in the morning when you get out of bed.
All right, I'll add it to my list.
My adductor isn't tight anymore.
Yeah.
My plantar fasciitis is gone.
Good. No, when I get out of the bed in the first, I don't know, 20 minutes of my day, I'm kind of like the Tin Man without his oil. Like, oh, God. I know I used to bend there.
I know the feeling.
Probably wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so darn hot outside. But all right, when we get to the short side, let's put him on the bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to warm up our canter. And today we're going to push his limits a little bit. Now I'm going to move some poles just for reference. Don't spook, buddy. One lead.
All right. You want it from the walk or the trot?
Yeah, pick your favorite. I don't care. As long as it's good, right? Alright. Canter from the walk is really nice.
Thank you.
So let's warm up a big circle at the end of the arena. So we want to find that 20-meter circle. Nice and round.
What, on that side?
Wherever you have room. Because today, we are going to counter canter.
Yay.
Yay! Because counter cantering is all about steering while maintaining the bend and the positioning. Otherwise, it's just a wrong lead. We have 20-meter circle, tilt his nose to the inside.
He's good at the wrong lead.
Exactly. We don't want to practice the wrong lead. We're going to practice counter canter. Let's make our circle a little smaller than that, since this is a pretty big arena. There you go. So what we are going to do is we are going to come out of the corner, across the diagonal until you reach my wooden pole. At the wooden pole, canter 3 steps up my center quarter line here, and then back to the same corner. Inside hip forward, think about steering with that hip bone, maintaining the bend to the right. Where he's going to lose you is that bend to the right. Circle there, get your bend, and let's do that again. So I like to break my single loop, that's what this is, into 3 pieces. One off the rail, one straight down the center line or quarter line, and then back to the rail. By doing them in 3 distinct pieces, let me get out of the film here, we make it easier for him to make that change of direction without losing his bend. Because if he throws himself back towards the rail, he's going to lose his balance.
So I'm going to do that thing, and then what do I do when I get down there?
Do a circle,
Okay.
just to maintain a good canter. Okay? And if he feels like he's
Do a circle with the correct lead.
correct lead, yes. Do a circle on the true canter. So it's a single loop and then a circle on the true canter. There you go, inside hip, keep the bend to the right. So his shoulders turn, but his nose doesn't. All right, we don't want his nose to lead his way through. Get out of the frame. So he's always bending to the right while on the right lead canter.
Okay.
So that we can move the shoulders without him following his nose. So it's true canter, straight, 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 counter, canter. Yes, that one was nice. So you felt, hopefully, that he maintained that bend, so then that corner at the end was much more balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the balance. So let's do one more before we change directions. Inside hip leads, keep the bend to the right, bend to the right. There you go, keep the bend to the right. Yes! You should feel like his shoulders start to come up underneath you a little bit more. The downward was terrible, but the counter canter was nice.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So did you feel how in that counter canter, when he maintains the bend, he just gets a little higher in front of you?
Yeah, that one.
This one was real nice.
That one felt good.
Yeah.
This one he was leaning on.
Yeah, he was a little bit more tired, right?
Right.
So the counter canters are a really good way to equalize your canters because it tricks our brain, right? We're cantering on the right lead, but we're going to the left. And so our horses have to be very straight and balanced to have a decent counter canter. Otherwise, it's just the wrong lead. So now we're going to see it to the left. And we'll see which side is easier for you. And try not to run over Zeus and Karen. Just, you know. I mean, I guess you can. Do what you will. I'm actually surprised this isn't harder for him.
Well, he's actually had a lot of work in the wrong lead, so it's kind of close.
Alright, so circle first. Make sure you get your bend.
We're going to do our circle down there.
Yep. Inside leg. Try to keep his shoulders in front of you. Be careful he's not diving in with his withers.
Trying to get him to tilt back a little bit.
Yeah.
Very forward.
We know this side is, that was, and he jumps into the counter canter. But this is where the bend is important, right? So that he's not just going to choose and pick and choose which side he's on. But we know this side is going to be harder, so we're not going to expect him to be quite as perfect about it. Keeping that flexion to the inside. Think about his inside shoulder stays in front of your inside hip bone. So that he bounces up in front of you. So we're going to come out of the corner towards our little wood pole, straight up the quarter line. Use your hip and inside leg, good. And now back to the corner, thinking about my hip, pointing him back over there. Yeah, like he's being pushed away from your hip bones. Little inside leg, stand him up a little bit more with his rib cage. He's trying to lean in on you. Although this is what the counter canter is designed to help fix. Because he won't know to lean in or out. There you go. And now straight, 2, 3. That's okay. Regroup. He says that was entirely too hard. Okay, so this is the amount of difficulty most horses have with the counter canter. That first side just gave us a false positive. There you go. Inside hip, pushing him. Yes, yes. There you go. You feel how the whole horse is now standing up on the outside half of his body. He's not going to be able to carry it for long, but it's an excellent start. Keep pushing him back to that corner. There you go. Be sure to look up for your destination so that our whole upper body is looking up to the corner. Oh, that poor pony. And there you go. Just let him walk for a minute. But these last two, did you feel how he started to move more into the outside half of his body?
Yeah.
So the counter canter is a good equalizer because he's not going to be able to just lean through the turn because he's turning away from that front shoulder. So it's a great step into that more collected canter. It's also very hard to do correctly. So the next step for this exercise is to go from turning in front of the wood poles to turning between the wood poles without running me and the camera over. Mostly the camera. That one's expensive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's very expensive.
so it'll give you a much steeper angle. And the steeper we do our single loops, the harder they are. Until we're able to canter a 3-loop serpentine. Yeah, that's the goal. And that one shows up, I think, in second level, but there's a lot that shows up in second level. All right, so let's see that steeper single loop when you're ready. So when he hops into the canter, be careful that you don't get too generous and give that rein to him. There you go. Yeah, it's hard.
How are we going to do this?
There you go, good. Keep looking up towards your end goal. So you have to plan ahead. You want to make it to that center line before you're to the wood pole.
Say what?
You want to plan ahead so you make it to the center line before you're at the pole.
Okay.
Right? But this is why it's so hard. Because Because these are much steeper angles and much sharper turns, right? Yeah. I like that. That was real nice. So think looking in towards the camera. All right, so now as you make your turn to the center line, think you're going to look in towards the camera. And then 2 steps before, now you're going to start to push him straight. And now back towards the rail. Yes, there it is. Yes, good boy. There you go, inside hip. Got a flying change. That's cheating. But so that's okay. So we never punish a flying change because eventually we're going to ask for him.
Yeah.
But you can feel how he's keeping his, I hope, how he's keeping his body much more centered because he knows he's going to have to change direction regardless of which lead he's on. And that's the goal of this whole exercise, not just to fry their poor little pony brains. It does that too.
Yeah.
Although most horses try to cheat earlier than that.
The first one, the second one, he did a lead change
Yep.
in the front.
Yeah, the second one he
The
did his
first
lead change.
one, he did actually really well.
Yeah.
But when we got at the end, he's like, "What on earth are we doing out
Well,
here?"
because then he's really balanced and he's like, this is just entirely too much work, right?
He's like, "What on earth is
I
going
know,
on?"
poor buddy. So let's walk him for a bit. He's huffing and puffing.
What on earth is going on out here?
Then I want to see one more off the left lead. One more and then he's done.
So let's do that one more time. Is that what you're saying?
Just the one more time. It's only the single biggest lie I tell. That and I don't care, honey, you pick.
Yeah. Or what's wrong, honey? Nothing. Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't think I ever ask him what's wrong.
Karen says nothing. I'm in big trouble.
What?
I go, "What's wrong?" You go, "Nothing."
There you go. Think about where your hip is pointing. And now point it in. Yes, yes. Good job, Taro. Good job. Did you feel how much his body moved to the outside?
Yep.
And then you can sink down to the walk and tell him he's a good boy. Oh, 'cause he is. And big pet. And there, you're done for today. So then your homework is to start making these steeper until you get all the way to the far side. So that it turns into a big V across the arena. Yeah. Because the steeper and sharper we make our turns, the harder it is, right? And the harder it is, the more correct he has to be through his whole body. And it's going to help him be stronger through his canter and much more even. So we don't get that barreling through the shoulder feeling, right?
Right.
Yeah. The counter canter is real good at fixing the canter. Of course, it drives me crazy and I hate the counter canter, but it's good at what it does. He says, I too hate the counter canter. Good job, bud.
We learned something new today.
Yeah, we did. He's